We've taken in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariff money. We're going to be issuing dividends later on, somewhere prior to, probably in the middle of next year, a little bit later than that.
All right, Sheridan. That's President Trump making a pledge sometime later next year. Joining us now, Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Senator Tuberville, welcome as always, sir. I have two matters for you today. Let's begin with this tariff dividend. I love giving money back to the people, but we do have a deficit issue and a debt issue. And it's a little hokey, coming late in the midterm elections. Anyway, Senator, what do you think about it, honestly?
Well, it sounds like a good idea. $200 billion, Larry, we've taken in as of September the 1st of this past year. We'll take in $3 trillion in the next 10 years. The tariffs are working, number one. Democrats screaming and yelling, they're not working. President Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Yes, they're working. Now, if we're going to give money back, I want to start number one with our farmers. We have to save our farmers because they're in trouble. But as you said, Larry, we have to pay down this debt because it is going to run this country into the ground if we don't start cutting back on the spending and getting this debt cut down.
I mean, really, sir, if you use this money to pay down deficits and debt as a share of GDP or as an absolute value, you are actually returning money to taxpayers. I mean, here's the trick. You're not going to spend it. We do not want to spend those revenues. I think you would agree with me on that. But these other ways, it's a way of turning the money back, but, get the interest expense down, get the deficits down.
Exactly, and give people back money by the way of cutting taxes a little bit. If we're going to do anything like that, I think that would be a better idea. At the end of the day, President Trump's looking at something to just make sure the American people know that these tariffs are working. And again, the Democrats are, they're screaming bloody murder, but that's fine. At the end of the day, the only way, and I've talked to Scott Bassett and all the guys in the White House, the only way we're ever going to pay this debt down is not by taxing the American people, it's going to be by other countries paying tariffs on the goods that they send in or we send out.
And
yeah,
growth.
Growth.
4% growth, man. That'll do it every time. Growth.
Right.
Senator Tuberville, I got number two for you. And this, Democrats want to sabotage everything Mr. Trump does. That's what this shutdown was all about. Sabotage the stock market, sabotage the economy, sabotage the president. Now, look, they may well do it all over again at the end of January, okay? So, Mr. Trump says he wants to end the filibuster. In fiscal policy, as you know, the way to end the filibuster is to use reconciliation. 51 votes. You can't stop, no procedural barriers whatsoever. Why not turn this CR discussion into a reconciliation package, and that will stop the Democrats from all their shutdown nonsense where they have to get 60 votes to stop it. That's my reconciliation is the way to go, sir.
You've been listening to Senator Kennedy from Louisiana. He's been all over that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But but good.
Yeah, every day, Larry. In our caucus luncheons, he brings it up. What are we waiting on? We've got some opportunities for 51 votes. We don't have to bust a filibuster yet, but there's some things that I would love to bust a filibuster for, Larry, and that is voter ID and no mail-in ballots. And if we don't do that, we're going to have to fight our tails off to keep the House and the Senate and the White House in 4 years or 3 years because of all this nonsense that Democrats pull every year when it comes to that.
Well, look, I'm very sympathetic to those reforms, but I'm just saying, right in front of us, the first quarter, which is a big rebate refund quarter. I mean, all kinds of middle-class working folks are going to get money, maybe as much as $200 billion from the withholding tables and one big, beautiful bill. I do not want the Democrats to sabotage this story again, like they're going to try. And the way to do that is switch right into reconciliation. It puts all your appropriations in there. Hell, I don't care. You want more tax cuts? Fine. You want tariff dividends? If it works, fine. If you get a health care. But I'm just saying reconciliation is the equivalent to ending the filibuster.
Exactly. We're not going to get the Democrats to vote for one single item going into the next 12 months or 9 months before the elections at the midterm. They're not going to do it. So we got to find a way. You're exactly right. Let's do the reconciliation. Let's do at least 2 of them this next year. Give President Trump some more wins, give the American taxpayers some more wins, and do something for the American people. But you're exactly right. I'm tired of being up here and just voting on nominations as a senator. I didn't come up here to do that. I came up here to get something done with President Trump. Biden didn't do anything. He about ruined the country. President Trump has got a great plan. Let's help him out. Let's do reconciliations.
Heck yeah. I didn't know that John Kennedy's a smart man. Senator Kennedy, we're going to get him on. I'm in Washington tomorrow. Maybe he'll come around and talk. But anyway, now it's a good piece of information. Senator Tommy Tuberville, the great state of Alabama. Thank you, sir, as always.